The reason we're here on Mayor Fenty's doorstep is because Mayor Fenty taught us that the way politics is made in Washington, D.C. is to go to the people. Amen. So this time it's the people coming to the mayor. We thought it right and proper that if he went to every door in the city, that the city should come to his door when it was concerned that he was not responding to our needs.
What do you want? Democracy, not bureaucracy. When do you want it? Now.
On behalf of the disenfranchised citizens of Ward 7, I'm here, Mayor Fenty, to say to you, we need voting representation on the city council before any vote is taken to change the governance structure of this school system. We love you, we care about you, but we will fight you. We will fight for democracy. We will fight for democracy. We will fight for democracy. We will fight in Ward 7 where more than a fourth of the children live who attend D.C. public schools, where there's a 28% poverty rate in 219, my zip code, where the ward has a 24% poverty rate. The parents can't be here. They cannot walk to this beautiful neighborhood. Mayor Fenty, we need democracy in Ward 7. We need it now. We need it now. We need it now.
That's right.
No more ass kissing.
As a teacher, a public school teacher, I am gravely concerned about the future of public education in D.C. And there are a lot of undertones in the mayor's proposal that could possibly point us towards a privatized school system, spiral us back into another separate but not equal school system.
Give us the vote! Give us the vote! Give us the vote! Give us the vote! Give us the vote!
Democracy, not bureaucracy! Democracy, not bureaucracy! Democracy, not bureaucracy!
Okay, you guys, let me make an announcement. Mayor Fenty has said that he will meet with four of us.
That's perfect.
Four of us early next week to hear our concerns and try to come in unity. Listen, and try to come in unity.
Frankly, that meeting is about nothing. He's not gonna. It's a complete media maneuver that he did, so that the media can report that he has reconciled with the protesters and that he's gonna listen to them.
We want a referendum! 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 No new handshake! Yes, referendum! No new handshake! We voted for! No more handshake! We voted for! No more backstabbing! We voted for! We voted for!
We're supposed to be friends of Fenty. We want to get him back on track. Let him understand that we need to have our rights. We need to have a voting right. He should not be taking those rights away from us. We need to have a referendum. If he wants to change the charter, then he needs to come to the District of Columbia residents. We have a right to have a say in our children's education. He does not have a child that I know of in the D.C. public schools. So why does he feel that he can tell us what to do in the educational system of our children? How dare him?
You hired half of the FCC under your administration. Victor Reynoso, Neil Albert. It's ridiculous. That's why we fired Mayor Anthony Williams. And you go in and you hire FCC people. The next day after you win the primary, you go meet with Terry Golden. You know, Terry Golden. Anthony Williams said, I consult with Terry Golden on every opinion, every decision I make in the city. You go after winning the primary, after we stood on street corners, and we urged people to vote for you, and you go and you consult with Terry Golden? That's who you're listening to Terry Golden. You know, ignorance and ambition is more dangerous than smarts and maliciousness.
Our view is that there can be no vote in the city council until Ward 4 and 7 is represented.
Democracy.
It is our view that instead of going to the Congress, the mayor ought to go to the people and get their referendum. It is our view that home rule should not be transmitted into FCC or Federal City Council rule. We need a procedure that assures that the people are heard.
Yes.
And we've come as unions, as church leaders, as parents, as teachers, as taxpayers, as residents of Ward 4 and 7,
yes,
and as people who represent children to tell the mayor that rhetoric is not enough.
Yes.
We want results.
Yes.
And we've come here to get those results.
Yes.
Local control, not remote control. Local control, not remote control. Local control, not remote control.
Do we want to be a state, or do we want to be a colony? Do we want to be under the rule of people that we elect and under our own rule, or do we want to be under the rule of 535 people who have no connection to us? We all want to be, democracy means rule by the people. So when it comes to a change to our charter, the process that we have to go through, that the city has to go through to do this on our own is City Council passes legislation, the mayor signs it, and then it goes to the voters for ratification in a referendum. That is the process by which we can change our charter on our own.
What I would like to say is I voted for the mayor. I voted for Mayor Fenty in the primary because I read his education platform over the summer, and you know what? It didn't say anything about a takeover. The takeover didn't come before the primary. I voted for a mayor and a city council to run the city, and I voted for my school board member to run the schools. I like going board member in Ward 14. I like going to my school board member and expressing my concerns about my day-to-day issues with my schools. I don't want to have to go to my school board, I don't want to have to go to the city council to beg and plead with them when they have other things to worry about, like affordable housing, like poverty, like creation of jobs in the city. And apparently, like they're also worrying about the baseball stadium. Like
The enemy does not sleep.
That's right.
He changes form, he changes figures. And when we think we're ready to win with a reform candidate, they take that candidate and make him a spokesman for their position.
That's true.
We have to say no. We have to say no to our friends as well as to our enemies. Mayor Fenty could be our friend, but he has to make known to us that he is going to separate from our enemies.
We're going to keep the pressure on. We're going to show all those politicians that have lined up with the mayor that they have made a dangerous choice.
That's right.
That their future, their elected future in the city is in jeopardy because they have sided with the Federal City Council as opposed to the community of Washington, D.C. Amen.